Hello guys, welcome to this channel. If you are new in this channel, please like, share, subscribe and do not forget to press bell icon. Okay, moving ahead. In this video, I'm going to teach about polynomial chapter 2 of class 10. So before starting, we go through introduction part of polynomial which students had studied in class 9 also. So let me start. A polynomial is an expression as px in one variable x, which termed as px is equal to a to the power n x to the power n plus a to the power n minus 1 x to the power n minus 1 plus a to the power n minus 2 x to the power n minus 2 plus so on up to a 0. So this is general form of a polynomial where a to the power n, a to the power n minus 1, a to the power n minus 2 up to a0 are constant term. They can be real numbers, but a to the power n should not be equal to 0. Now we know that the highest power of x in polynomial px is called the degree of the polynomial. On the basis of degree of polynomial, polynomial can be classified as linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial, and so on. So if we talk about linear polynomial, the polynomial is of degree 1. The degree 2 polynomial is called quadratic polynomial. Degree 3 polynomial is called cubic polynomial. Now if any polynomial px and if k is any real number, then the value obtained by replacing x by k in the polynomial px is called the value of px at x is equal to k and is denoted by pk. This statement means if we replace x in polynomial px by any real number k, whatever the value we get is called value of polynomial px at x is equal to k, and the real number k is said to be 0 of polynomial px if we get pk is equal to 0. Means if the value of pk is equal to 0, then the real number k is known as 0 of polynomial px. Here 0 means root of polynomial, or you can say solution of the polynomial. Okay. Moving ahead, we have here in class 10, students need to study about geometrical meaning of zeros of a polynomial. So let we assume any polynomial px as equation y is equal to px. Now we can plot the equation y is equal to px on the Cartesian plane by taking various values of x and y obtained by putting the values. In order to plot the graph for equation y is equal to px, we need some values for x and y, and the plot or graph obtained can be of any shapes. Now talking about zeros of polynomial, are the points where the graph meet x-axis in the Cartesian plane. So when we draw or plot the graph for y is equal to px, if the graph meet x-axis, then the coordinates of that point is termed as zeros of that polynomial. And if the graph does not meet x-axis, then the polynomial does not have any zeros. Let us take some useful polynomial shapes and zeros obtained on Cartesian plane. Here we have some examples for different polynomial, their shapes, graphical representation, and zeros obtained by them. So first we talk about linear polynomial. Okay, so here we have graphical representation of a linear polynomial. Let me assume a linear polynomial ax plus b as equation y is equal to ax plus b, where a and b can be of any values and a should not be equal to 0. The graph line must be a straight line which intersect the x-axis at the point minus b by a 0. Taking an example, y is equal to 2x plus 3. If we draw the graph line for this equation, we get a straight line which intersects x-axis at point minus 3 by 2, 0. And this is known as solution of the equation or zeros of the equation. Moving ahead, next we have quadratic polynomial. Under quadratic polynomial, we have different cases. So in first case, y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Here ax square plus bx plus c is general form of a quadratic polynomial. In order to plot the graph for this polynomial, equation can be taken as y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where v square minus 4ac is greater than 0, that is discriminant is greater than 0, a should not be equal to 0 and a must be greater than 0. In this case, the graph line obtained as a parabola, that is curved line, and it is open upward, which intersects the x-axis at two different points, and the coordinates of these 2 points is termed as zeros of the polynomial. So if we have an example, y is equal to x square minus 7x plus 12. So if we plot the graph line for this equation, we get the coordinates of point of intersection as 3, 0 and 4, 0. So 3 and 4 is known as zeros of this polynomial. Now if we take another case in which a is less than 0. In this situation, the graph line is parabola but open downwards. Again, it intersects the x-axis at two distinct points. Okay, so under quadratic polynomial, next we have another cases. Case 3, for any quadratic polynomial, y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. Here discriminant is 0. A is not equal to 0 and a should be greater than 0. The graph line is again parabola but intersects x-axis at one point only. So in this situation, the quadratic polynomial has only one zero. If we talk about another situation, y is equal to x square plus bx plus c, where discriminant is less than 0, that is negative, a is not equal to 0 and also a is greater than 0. So the graph line is again parabola but does not intersect the x-axis. So this equation does not has any zeros because the graph line does not intersect the x-axis. So here we conclude that the number of zeros can be determined by number of intersection points by the graph line to the x-axis. Okay, moving ahead, next we have the graphical representation of cubic polynomial. Here y is equal to a x to the power 3 plus bx square plus cx plus d. The graph line can be plotted as the combination of parabolas which intersects the x-axis at the most 3 times, and this is why it has 3 zeros. Okay, now if we talk about any polynomial of degree n, the graphical representation of any polynomial of degree n can be of any shape with the combination of number of parabolas which will intersect the x-axis at the most n times. Okay, and the number of zeros should be n times. So here is the fact about graphical representation of polynomial. In the polynomial of degree n, if n increases, the graph becomes a steeper or draws closer to the y-axis. If n is odd, the graph lies in the first and third quadrants. If n is even, the graph lies in the first and second quadrants. If the graph of y is equal to minus x to the power n, is the reflection of the graph y is equal to x to the power n on the x-axis. This statement means the graph line for y is equal to minus x to the power n and the graph line for y is equal to x to the power n are the reflection of each other. Means they are similar but in opposite direction. Next we have some facts about the geometrical shape of polynomial, geometrical representation of polynomial. If the degree n of polynomial is even, then the arms of graph are either both up or both down. This can be seen in case of quadratic polynomial, which we have seen in earlier slide. If the degree n is odd, then one arm of graph is up and one is down. This again can be seen in case of cubic polynomials. If the leading coefficient an is positive, the right arm of graph is up. If the leading coefficient an is negative, the right arm of graph is down. Moving ahead, we have now relation between coefficients and zeros of the polynomial. So this is the illustration for the relation between coefficient and zeros of a polynomial. If we talk about linear polynomial, general form of linear polynomial is ax plus b, where a should not be equal to 0. It has only one 0, and the relation between 0 and coefficient is given by k is equal to minus constant term by coefficient of x. If we talk about quadratic polynomial, the general form of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c, where a need not be equal to 0. It has two zeros, k1 and k2, in the form of k1 and k2. So the sum of zeros is equal to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square, and the product of zeros are equal to a constant term by coefficient of x square. If we talk about cubic polynomial, ax to the power 3 plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is not equal to 0, it has three zeros as k1, k2 and k3. So here is the relation between zeros and coefficients. The sum of zeros is equal to minus coefficient of x square by coefficient of x to the power 3. The product of zeros is equal to minus constant term by coefficient of x to the power 3, and the sum of alternate product of zeros is equal to coefficient of x by coefficient of x to the power 3. So these are the relation between coefficient and zeros of polynomial, which we have seen here for linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial and cubic polynomial. So students have to solve problems based on these. Moving ahead, here we have a formation of polynomial when the zeros are given. So here is the illustration for this topic. If we talk about linear polynomial and we are given 0 of polynomial k is equal to a. Here k is a real number and polynomial can be formed as k into x minus a. Okay. So there can be many polynomials satisfying. We usually choose the one where the fraction is the coefficient are avoided. If we talk about quadratic polynomial, we have two zeros, k1, k2, as k1 is equal to a and k2 is equal to b. Then the polynomial can be formed as k under bracket x minus a into x minus b, or this can be written as k under bracket x square minus under bracket a plus b into x plus ab, and this can be understand as k under bracket x square minus sum of zeros into x plus product of zeros. So this is the formula, this is the concept by using which we can form a quadratic polynomial if we are given zeros of polynomial. Again here k is the real number, and there can be many polynomials satisfying. We usually choose the one where fraction in the coefficient are avoided. यहाँ पे ये बताया जा रहा है कि कोफिशिएंट्स फ्रैक्शन में अगर हो तो उसको अवॉइड किया जाएगा. वी नीड सच इक्वेशन और पॉलिनोमियल where coefficient should be whole number only. Now if we talk about cubic polynomial, it has 3 zeros as k1a, k2b and k3c. So it can be expressed as k under bracket x minus a bracket close, again under bracket x minus p and under bracket x minus c. So by solving this expression, we can have a cubic polynomial, and again here coefficient should not be in the fraction. Now we talk about division algorithm for polynomial. In the number system, students had already studied about division algorithm. In the similar way, there is division algorithm for polynomial. So let we have any two polynomial as px and qx, where qx is not equal to 0, then we can find polynomial sx and rx such that px is equal to sx into qx plus rx. What does it mean? If we divide polynomial px by qx, we get another two polynomial sx and rx such that px must be equal to the product of sx and qx plus rx. Means dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder, where rx can be 0 or degree of rx should be less than degree of gx. This statement means the degree of remainder should be less than degree of divisor, and rx can be 0 also. Here are steps to divide a polynomial by another polynomial. First, we arrange the terms in decreasing order in both the polynomials. Next step is divide the highest degree term of the dividend by the highest degree term of the divisor to obtain the first term of quotient. And similar steps are followed till we get remainder whose degree is less than of divisor, or you can say 0.